So I think we should be live. Let's have someone check it, that everything's working.
Oh, you've just frozen. Okay. Is Justin slightly over-emphasizing his small stroke?
What?
He's just put in chat, give me 1 second, just needs to check on the fate of the free world, a global pandemic, and a small stroke I had a few weeks ago.
Those are some heavy things.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if Wisconsin vote as they think they're going to. Here they go.
All right. Apparently our video is frozen, but we sound good. But as long as I'm not super worried about
okay, well, they're just starting now.
our faces, but as long as the video of the game itself can be seen, and
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice matchup. Old school matchup for two long-time players.
Yeah, so cool. Hunt down versus profit. Yeah, so my settings are weird because I had to log into the PC one, and for some reason Streamlabs like resets all your stuff and goes.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it, why that happens? I mean, I can see you absolutely fine, so hopefully it'll all sort itself out for everyone.
Yeah, but even my like resolution and everything, I don't know. But okay, apparently it seems good. They can see stuff.
Fantastic.
They can hear
good.
us. Cool. So, welcome everybody. This is the first game between three-time world champion Bastian Winkelhaus, the light side profit player at the bottom of your screen, and two-time world champion Justin Desai, the dark side hunt down player at the top of your screen. This is the round of 4 in the OCS top 16 playoffs. This is game 1 and should be an exciting match.
So Justin is 12-card hunt down.
And he
probably the best version still.
His 2 free aliens, Aura Singh and EPP Mara, getting some nice EPPs down early. Wouldn't be surprised if there's double Dr. E in hunt down. So he opts to start those weapons with characters. Bastian is starting Seeking, Farm Card, and Walkling. Were these the same 3 he started in his Ancient Watering Hole Prophet?
I think they were. Is it Seeking non-V or Seeking V?
It is non-V, yep.
Non-V, yeah.
So that will, for those of you watching, the difference there is the virtual one can pull Lando and Chewie and 3PO and R2 and stuff, but it costs 2 force. This one only pulls R2 and 3PO, but it's free. It can also pull Underworld Contacts, which will let Bastian activate +1 extra. So he'll use that to get a free 3PO, because 3PO is -2 with the objective, and gets that Underworld.
Yeah, Bastian has been played an Agents in the Court version at the end of the OCS, starting not dissimilar Ancient Watering Hole tactics with all sorts of tricks and shenanigans.
So this Prophet deck that Bastian is playing, if it is the same one he's been playing for a while, we saw it recently. I think it was in the OCS in the last round. He played it, and it's sort of an interesting deck. It's got a lot of characters with different alien species, and then it uses a card called Ancient Watering Hole to give +1 to your drains. And then he uses Boshuda in the audience chamber in order to make that a non-battleground. And then he'll go ahead and go in and free Han with Someone Who Loves You. So they probably won't be fighting much over the audience chamber. At some point, Desai will probably just abandon it. There's not really much point in keeping anyone in there.
No.
And
if anything, he's done the right thing. He's gone powerfully straight to the Jabba's Palace site with Emperor.
a really unfortunate start for Justin, though. With 12 cards in hand, he played no activation stuff. He didn't get the security tower puller. He didn't get Vanny. He didn't get the castle. He didn't get accelerates or the bridge. I'm sure there's a lot of those cards in this deck, and with 12 cards, he didn't get any. So he opts to just throw it on the Emperor, who's essentially a Twix because he has one icon from himself and one extra from the Holo Theater.
Good move, given his hand then.
Yeah, I think Light is going to be pretty force choked here. Justin's not going to be giving him any icons. He'll be able to get out his farm, and he'll use a starting interrupt to get out the interior
Tatooine system
antechamber.
Or do you think he'll do the Tatooine system potentially?
I don't know. I only saw this deck in the last round, and I didn't see it in that version. At least it never came out.
No.
But I think he'll get out the antechamber, the farm, and underworld contacts.
Yep.
But that'll give him 11. There's the underworld. That'll give him 11 force with Walkling. That'll give Justin 8
10?
if you count the Emperor in that. 9, 10 from the extra 2 sites. No. 6, 7.
Yeah. Bastian has a few of these builds. I've played him a few times with these, and they do vary slightly. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see exactly which one he's got.
So you've seen one with a Tatooine system, and I presume
wild card, and exactly, yeah.
Cool. It's
Were you expecting either of these decks, do you think?
I mean, I guess if you were thinking about Bastion, you would have this on your radar since you did just play it last round. As far as Justin, no, not particularly. I mean, Hunt Down has always been a deck he has been very proficient with, and played in various worlds and typically backdoor Hunt Down. So,
yeah, you're right. There's the antechamber. And the farm will speak. Yeah, it was I think the KTO they do like Hunt Down, don't they?
Yeah, and we're sort of in a weird in-between meta right now where a bunch of errata just came out that made decks like ISB worse. And Virtual Set 13 comes out in 6 days on the 9th.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Is what
and in fact, I saw that Paul Myers even made a post suggesting that
maybe they keep this format for the
for the remaining games.
Yeah, we'll see what they think about that. That's easier to do when errata get published immediately, but if new cards are published, you can just not put them in your deck, and that won't change anything. That's another thing, Drew. R2 was errated and will be less popular, which makes Hunt Down better. So with ISB getting worse, Hunt Down getting better, and no new V13 stuff, Hunt Down seems like a decent choice.
And No Idea being warped a little bit, which used to be a very unfavourable matchup for Hunt Down, isn't it?
Yeah. No Idea would walk all over Hunt Down, and that's less popular as well. One interesting, I'm assuming Bastian will pull Battle Plan. Though it may shield bust him. I'm interested in the Goldenrod, I guess, just for Blizzard 4.
I assume so, just for Vader in case. But there you go. He has now played all 4 shields.
So do you think Justin pays 3 to drain 2 when he only is activating 10, and he didn't really draw much since he used 5 of his 6 force on the Emperor?
Yeah. The thing is, it depends how quickly he wants to hurt
do damage. Yeah,
the profit. Exactly that. The more you can get through before they can retrieve, maybe is better.
Right. He knows Bastion's going to get 5 of this back, but Visage is pinging away. If he waits, he'll just get all that back anyway. Do you want to try to pile on some extra damage, or do you want to back up Emperor, drop for activation?
Yeah. But it doesn't seem a bad play to drain to pay to drain.
So here we see an artillery.
Just keep that pressure.
Which goes with that Hans gun we saw top decked. So yeah, this might not be a Aliens version, and it still might be. We'll have to see,
Yeah.
but that definitely has a lot of ping damage in it, which probably won't be relevant in this matchup. If you're doing a lot of draining and pinging, you're probably already winning. It's going to be all about the battles.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Vader and the flip, and
no draining.
No drain. The nice part about that Vader is it does give him an extra +1 activation from the Hollow Theater, and as well as flipping, so he won't be losing to his own visage. It is interesting that he's going to Lars Farm, which is just a drain of 2 for him, same as Jabba's Palace. Is he going to pay 6 to drain at both of those? I wouldn't think so. Out of 11 force, paying 6 seems like a lot.
Well, maybe what he's probably just, as you say, he's got strong character base at all at 3 sites now. Do you think it's just limiting what Bastian might be able to do?
So he's got characters at all 3 sites, but he's not going to pay to drain at both those sites. So why have them split up? They're both a drain of 2. Why not deploy Vader with the Emperor? Unless he is planning on, I just need fast damage and I'm going to pay 6 next turn to drain for 4. It's possible, but if you're not going to do that, which I think is unlikely, you just deploy
Bastian
them together.
Just loses ship. Does he lose a ship from hand there? He loses that. That's Rickon's ship, isn't it?
It is, and it was lost from reserve deck.
It was, okay.
And importantly, seeking virtual would let him get back.
It would, but non-virtual does.
Wait, is that? Am I
right?
confusing that with Jabba's Haven? No, it does that too, right? It's also gone through so many changes. I think the current one gets you an independent ship back, or a character retrieve it.
And now Vader's out. That's extra damage unless Bastian can find Luke or a Jedi.
Mm-hmm. I think Bastian's deciding.
Hunt down certainly does put the pressure on, doesn't it?
Yes. So seems like
it is. It looks like the multiple alien character version, doesn't it, to a certain degree here?
Yeah. So Maz takes Cal-Fal into hand.
Perfect.
Her text being able to be used anytime is just so much better than what's her name, the dark side one, Proxima. Which is only control phase. But Proxima adds the destiny. But Maz is cheaper and can go outside. I like how they're sort of mirrors, but they have their own differences as well.
Most definitely. So Coward comes out to enforce make sure Bastian goes to 2 sites before he tries to...
Yeah, so here's a weird thing. I don't feel like even with another character, it's hard to say this is strong enough to attack those 2 dark side characters unless you have some way to stop weapons. Keep your eyes open, maybe. But
Hunt Down certainly will play a point man, or maybe even 2.
Probably. And okay, if Lando can get an exclude off, that's still not going to be easy. No. He does get a used pile pull here, but he only has 2 force left. So I don't feel like this is strong enough to battle. And you're obviously not going to Boshuda after putting the Jedi there, because it would be non-battle run. Hunt Down would flip back. But maybe he does feel like maybe he's got a Jedi left.
Justin's got... Yeah, there's 14 cards in Justin's hand. He's likely to have something to come back at, isn't he? So
right. Yeah, and
certainly an unexpected matchup, but nice to have a different one.
Yeah. Is the audio on anyone watching, both of us, good, fairly equal, or is one of us louder than the other? Because I can tweak that setting, but let me know.
Has chat said much? I haven't got it up at the moment.
No, I'm not.
No.
I am slightly more quiet. Okay. So, but my volume is already at maxed. So what I'm going to do is move Justin's volume down a little bit, and then you can just increase your system volume so that our volumes are more matching.
Or I can speak a bit quieter.
No, never. Yeah, so I actually feel like this is sort of a unfortunate start for Desai. I feel like he's in a good position in the game because I think he's got a pretty good matchup here. So
I agree.
I like his position in the game, but he's got an unfortunate matchup luck in terms of the only two dark side locations on the table being his starting locations. And
Of course.
hopefully
He's got at least 3 somewhere, hasn't he?
he just drew multiple cards last turn after playing that Vader. So but he didn't play a Sonic to pull the tower or anything like that. So hopefully he drew a 2-0 or Vanny or
or maybe an accelerate
or something.
Oh, well, there you go, towels. So maybe Bastian is going to go for it. He is, and here's the battle.
All right, so
he's going to try and bounce.
Towels is huge because he can. You have to hit him. Well, even if you hit him, he just forfeits in place of anyone else. So.
Yep. But does he draw? Oh.
Who did he swing at?
0
Lando
for Destiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wins because that's excluded. Yeah, we saw that coming. We did. There was going to be a 0 there, wasn't there?
So now what you do is you swing at Tals, and here's why. Tals will just be forfeited and restore Calfal to 0, and Tals will now forfeit for 4. Because he basically gets to forfeit in place of, keep his entire forfeit value, and then restore Calfal, unless Desai has a Sniper Dark Strike, and so we wanted to get rid of Calfal, that way he still gets a Battle Destiny. That's the only reason why I would see swinging there, because otherwise you just killed Tals but gave him his 4 forfeit. Whereas if you swing at Tals and hit him and then draw a Destiny, at least someone else has to die too from the attrition. Now if he draws 4 or less.
That's the 5.
Yeah. Desai in the chats after Aura got excluded said, we all saw that coming. And I think he's specifically referring to drawing a 0, the fact that he has no locations out. We all saw it coming that he's going to draw it for Battle Destiny.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he's got the Gek that Bastian intimated.
Right, and you feel like, and there's another activation card, you feel like he would, because he's spread out so much that otherwise you're just risking a bunch of guys coming down on Emperor, coming down and doing a bunch of overflow, and Bastion Tech can get serious power. So right here, Tals is just going to forfeit. Yeah. And if he'd hit Tals, someone else there would have had to die. So that was definitely a mistake by Justin.
I think so too. Unless he had the Dark Strike, as you say.
Right. Then it wouldn't have been. But we know now he didn't.
And
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, never mind. I was going to say if he grabs this, but Visage will bury it because there is still a Jedi out.
Yeah, that would get buried. And at the same time, I think he'd probably... I wouldn't be surprised if Desai does drains for 4.
I think so right now.
I think he just needs to force that damage.
Yep.
Move out, let the flip happen, and
Who do you think dies there if Desai had hit Tals and then, which he would have hit? He did hit KFC. If he hits Tals...
I think you lose Calfal, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
I think you have to.
Because Maz just keeps drawing guys for you. You need the Jedi keep and flip back, and Lando the exclude.
Exactly, and Lando adds, so...
Yeah, so Calfal would also be dead here, which is clearly the one he wanted dead since he swung at him. So let's see. We see Arlil Shuas lost, which is very a good card in this deck because he'll make all the aliens deploy -1 to the same adjacent site, and he can pull that Tals or any other non-uniques. So Justin does not drain.
No,
we know he has the Force Lightning in hand because he pulled it with the Emperor, and Dooku does have the ability to.
So that's his second Dooku because he lost one before.
Oh, and he's playing Weapon Lev Shield, which means he's got Dooku's Saber because obviously you can't Weapon Lev a permanent weapon.
Bastian is still drawing 3 Destiny though, isn't he, at the moment?
Mm-hmm. So if he hits and operates Lando.
Let's see. There's, as you say, Dr. E combo. Let's see if there's a counter to it. No?
Okay. What's the extra... Aiello with 2 aliens. So, if he... Oh, nice. And the Saber for Vader. If he hits Lando, hits Calfal, operates on both, he'll be down to 1 Destiny. In fact, he could always also Force Lightning Calfal and then hit
and
two of the other three and come back
you'd
with
go
this counter
probably
beat.
go for who'd you hit? You'd go for Lando, and you'd go for. I think you'd leave Maz on her own. No, maybe you leave Cal on his own. I suppose he wants really to keep Dooku alive there, though, doesn't he? So depends if Bastian's now got keep your eyes open, or if he's got quite a mercenary V to cancel the text of Dr. E.
Yeah. So he's going to
Force
zap
Lightning.
Lando. That's a lost interrupt.
So does it need to be a 3? Mm-hmm. It succeeded then.
That's interesting. Oh, is he hoping to hit the Jedi and Maz and just beat up on Cal-Fal?
Well, I think he didn't want, in case he missed or something happened, he didn't want Dr. E to get bounced, probably.
Yeah, but then he could have just Force Lightning used Lando and then hit him his first action and operate, and then...
Yeah. Nice to see some good battling, though. It's always enjoyable, rather than...
Oh, I don't know why she wouldn't go after the Jedi there.
Oh, maybe that's why.
So she misses, because Cal-Fal's defense value of 1 holds up even though she gets a +1. Only a 0 is a miss there. Justin's not getting the...
Well, he's going to have to swing at Aya Secura, isn't he? I know he's still going for Cal-Fal.
And notice, this turn, he also did not play any location. There's another pull. The last 2 cards are... He did not play any locations, so drawing after playing Vader still...
Does that mean the Tower is next? Is he going to draw the 0 for Destiny? Because I think we've just seen Varney... Maybe not.
Yeah, right. Cal-Fal not being there to not reset it to 0, and then he draws the Vader's castle anyway.
Yeah, I think it might be the Tower. I can't remember, but those cards look like that was the next one potentially.
All right, thanks. Thanks, JNAP and Drew, for the clarification. Ayala can't be targeted by weapons unless each of the other aliens are hit, so he would have had to clear out those other ones first.
It's slightly harder when commentating to flick in to look at the cards, isn't it? To double check that text, but that makes perfect sense now.
Yeah, she does a lot. Adds the Destiny, power +1 for all the characters. Me and you are beating attrition. All right, so Bastian Jedi loves his lack Battle Destiny, and then draws quite a mercenary.
But he's it's Justin's still in a good spot here. He's getting some solid damage through.
He is, and somehow, even though he's only deployed 2 locations, he's still out activating Bastian.
Yeah, I know.
Which, because of that Holo Theater essentially being a 3-0 plus the Emperor's icon has added 3 extra to his initial.
He's probably desperate for another turn to try and draw some cards to try and find some Twixes.
Yeah. Justin is a very good player when having low resources, low cards in hand, low activation. So he's got a lot of experience with that. And now he just moves over the Vader, not having ever drained once, and that cost him an extra force.
You don't get that play?
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think they should have just been together all along, because he wasn't going to be paying 6 to drain.
Yeah. No.
All right, so...
Weapon Lev. They know each other quite well, don't they?
Yeah. Bastian top-decked Weapon Lev, and Desai had preemptively pulled the shield anticipating it. I wonder if that was in his last list, and it was posted, and so Desai might have scouted that.
I'm sure he would have done.
Yeah.
So apart from Lack, we don't know any of other Bastian's cards, do we?
No. I wonder if we're going to see if Bastian.
Okay, 3PO.
Lack, and who did Maz pull? Oh, KFC, which we saw played.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think we've seen anyone else.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a gift here to make all those audience chamber destinies -2 each, battle destinies.
Yeah.
And eventually move out to block a drain. We know Force Lightning was lost rather than used. There's probably a second.
Do you remember did Bastian pull anything with No, maybe he didn't. What was he pulled it? Was it Underworld Contacts he pulled?
With what?
With the shield.
Oh, no, Underworld isn't an immediate effect. He
No.
had that in hand, but it could be pulled with Seeking. I don't know if he...
He didn't pull anything. Just thinking you might not be able to go back that far, but just...
no, he did pull a gift into hand, yep.
He did, okay.
He did.
So Justin's got to be expecting that then, yeah.
Yep.
Don't do that again. That's no good. I think this is great. I'm loving this matchup between these two guys.
Yeah. It's also fun seeing a matchup we haven't necessarily seen in quite a while, but is a very classic matchup. So Bastian uses 3PO, and he's just sort of thinking.
Bastian's got to have some more activation. This can't be all he has.
No, I think this is all he has.
Really?
Yeah.
Just 10 or 11.
11, yeah. Unless he has like a Yoda that adds an icon or something.
Yeah. Or maybe Tatooine, as I said, maybe. But he's going to want to flip sooner rather than later, though, isn't he? I wonder if he just moves out and draws some cards, but then he's facing big, a drain of 3, isn't it, at the Jabba's Palace. Is Lack the Garner Gleamore mirror? Or is that, what does Lack do?
Lack is the you can't modify or reduce his drains, and he can react.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Okay. Chewy for a pull. And with Force Lightning lost now, it's safer to move 3PO in with the gift. And you see, Huntdown hasn't really lost many cards, has it?
Yeah, just some to visage, a couple of battles. Yeah. All right. Okay. I saw our video was still frozen.
So we've had the early flourish of activity. We've gone to a slightly status quo moment here, haven't we? Where they're both going to try and perhaps reinforce their hands, do some filtering, and
yeah. So they'll both lose to visage. Dark will drain for 3 here.
Yeah.
I'm betting Bastian plays You Will Take Me to Jabba Now, which we'll let him download some guys, and
he'll definitely have some trick cards, there's no doubt.
All right, so Bastian uses a rescue.
If you were Bastian, you'd be trying to find someone who loves you, Leia, your key cards now. Oh,
there's
another
a second
Force Lightning.
Second Force Lightning.
Wow.
That's an interesting time to do that, because there's no imminent...
I know he can't because of Coward.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to bury that 3PO and a gift, and he figures with a visage, drain of 3 visage, it will get buried even past the 5 retrieval.
Yeah.
Yeah, no 3PO is good for Justin because having him just cycle through is...
Yeah, completely. And Bastian couldn't have foreseen 2 Force Lightnings. It's not that standard, really, is it?
Yeah, I would have given a second one 50-50.
Yeah, okay.
It really could go either way. once you see Dooku and his saber, I actually probably would up the odds more, because if you're having a saber, that means you have multiple Dookus, and if you have multiple Dookus, Force Lightning becomes stronger because you can use it offensively.
And maybe,
and
so maybe 2 Force pushes well, or got it.
Yeah, well, Force Push you can always upload, but with the Force Lightnings that you can pull with Emperor and the fact that Dooku can use them offensively, you got to figure there's a second one once you do see that.
Yeah.
All right, so he pays to drain. There's the Yule taking a Jabba now I mentioned.
Yeah. It's initially at this stage of the game, it's looking like Justin has got a bit of a stranglehold.
Yeah, but Prophet can be somewhat resilient. Like if Leia comes out, Someone Who Loves You, Retrieve 5, Boshuda to stop that drain, because if he just moved away, it'd be a drain of 3.
And then, mind you, as we know, they're both very proficient, both with Prophet. Justin plays it a lot, doesn't he, as well? So
absolutely. And the problem though is, even if that all happens, light side is going to pay 3 to drain 1 and ping 1 with the objective, and Dark's doing more. So I'm almost thinking if you're Bastian,
he's just foot on the gas here.
I'm surprised he didn't draw there. He's just
going
to
for
be
it.
aggressive.
Great fun to see in the current meta of slight turtling.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he hits her or breaks his immunity. That would be unfortunate if he didn't. Draws the 9 to hit 9. Chewie.
That's going to hit.
Yeah, if I'm Bastian, I'm wondering if a big beatdown is one of my only outs, because you saw that Gik already go. Okay, so he saves the forfeit. That way, if
you've got to fancy a dark strike though.
Possible, but you would have done that. Justin hasn't drawn much. Yeah. So I don't think we're seeing that. But
no. But it's still getting rid of.
But if he misses her, then unless a 7 is drawn, Chewie will cover all the attrition.
But I think Justin's happy with that. If he can hit, clearing 2 would be ideal. Clearing 1 is not bad.
Yeah. CRG was wondering if Justin was going to take overflow here, but he had the force field to stop Chewie's swing.
Yeah.
And he draws
this is the 50-50 draw now.
And a 0, and he misses the Jedi. Draws a 9 to hit Chewie.
Even that, he'd have known that the chances of hitting her weren't that high, given all the zeros still floating around.
Yeah, but also all the polars and stuff. It's a good battle. I mean, he's probably got 3 floating zeros right here. 4. Exactly. The downtown plaza, security tower, bridge, and castle.
Maybe 4 floating zeros. But I mean, I still think that's a good battle.
If trading Maul for Chewie, you think?
Oh, it's just another. It's just.
And he got the Odin out of his hand. I don't know.
I don't know.
After drawing that 0, Bastian says 3 times is a charm. No. And Desai said, not very lucky so far. That is understating it. But this is a turn where I don't think this was necessary. I would have rather had the Maul in hand. He can't drain. He's on the front side of his objective. He's not doing any damage with those characters. And maybe they move in, but then maybe you play them all at that point. Like, this is a turn where after draining, I would have preferred to draw and save. Because now
Bastian's got old Ben.
Now Desai's down to 5 cards in hand. We know he just got rid of that Maul. We know he doesn't have any. And Chewie comes back. Ouch, with old Ben.
And that strengthens what you were saying.
Sure, yeah, the Bastian could very well have tricks, just like the Odin combo or the old Ben. Yes, and now Desai's just got 5 in hand, and I don't know. It's
I don't think it's terrible, but it's
He wanted to be aggressive, and he was.
I think he just wants to keep piling on that pressure.
Yeah.
Both sites are pretty well looked after, as you say. Bastian's only got 6 in hand, of which we know 1 is lack, so that's 5 in hand. I don't know what he pulled with Chewy. Did we get any idea of what that might have been?
No, because it was just a used pile pull.
No.
So
Yeah.
it might have even been something like the old Ben.
Yeah.
So
no we haven't seen a Luke yet, have we, at all?
No, and we see I Am Your Father go off the top, which Justin would like to have out in case that Vader dies to recur the saber.
Yeah. I guess you're probably playing 2, but...
That battle didn't go... I mean, Desai's hope there was he hits both of them and clears it and flips, and he's not taking visage damage, and that was just... Battle was rough for him.
And as you say, he could have drawn 7, 8 cards again, filled his hand.
CRG likes to play. He says, I don't hate it, at least. If it works, Desai basically wins. Like, if he clears both those characters and trades Maul, he's just way ahead.
Yeah.
I feel like he's already ahead, and those characters aren't doing anything to him right now, that drawing so that you get even more ahead, I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the rest of his hand may be absolute garbage. We don't know. Or he might have 2 Mauls and thought, I'll throw one away.
Oh, I keep saying CRG instead of Coffee Pass. Right? Drew, yeah.
Drew
sorry about that.
In chat.
Very sleep deprived. I was up last night watching election results until very late. Sorry about that, Drew. Coffee Pass. Well, just cross the C starting jump names.
Nothing's changed. You should have just waited till today.
Just go to sleep until tomorrow.
Yeah, or about a week by the sounds of it.
My co-commentator here is Justin Branch, aka Silverglen. Dylan from Germany was asking, who is this guy?
Oh, my nemesis from the Jawa Cup. Or the Corona Cup.
All right, so we see Lack and Leia come down. I wouldn't be surprised to just see these 2 characters move in. That's not going to be enough to battle here. The other option is Boshuda and Someone Who Loves You. But then why would you play Lack there? Unless he also has so that...
No, he's lost that. He's already lost that.
Okay.
For bottom 4. Someone Who Loves You. Bottom 4 one time. All right.
Justin said, Someone Who Loves You, bottom 4 one time. I guess bottom 4 of his force spell. He's saying Bastian is hoping to draw into that.
Yeah, a little bit of ribbing there, a little bit of chat.
Bum, bum. Huh. Yeah, I mean, despite that Maul battle, I still like Justin's position. Bastian's going to need to clear out that audience chamber and then start matching damage somehow. And with that battle plan, he's always going to be behind in force.
And if he is shield busted, he's not capping that range 2 either.
Well, he's not going to be on 3 battlegrounds to do that anyway.
No.
He'd have to be at all 3 of the other sites.
Yeah.
All right, there's Someone Who Loves You.
Yep.
So let's see what for he retrieves. It's going to be a Virtual Dash Rendar, a Old Ben,
and Escape Pod combo.
Escape Pod combo, and Perimeter Scan.
Yeah.
None of those super great. Like, do you really care about Perimeter Scan? Escape Pod combo, if you don't have Hujix yet, I guess. Could come into play if Boshuda was...
It's not like he's just got back 4 characters.
Right, he got Dash and Old Ben. Those are the most impactful. But, I mean, really, he's going for Life Force and flipping.
Yeah, definitely. And he had to flip there. He's got to start pushing some ping damage through.
Desai says, I said one time. And then Joe Biden one time. I'll use it there. Instead of... He takes back his Someone Who Loves You wish to be elusive and changes it for Biden. So now he goes for the Boshuda.
Yeah.
Now, did he know Boshuda was in there? He got to see his used pile with Leia. But couldn't it have been the bottom 4 of force? Did he check his reserve somehow at some point?
I don't think so.
Maybe he used seeking or something that we didn't notice.
How could he have done it?
Seeking, pull a R2 or 3PO or whatever.
I don't think he...
Oh. Good commentators on top of it. Dylan said he drew Boshuda last fight for Destiny, so he knew it was in there.
Ah, sorry. Yeah. But too busy doing other things. And moves out.
Yep, so he's just abandoning. Boshuda will make that not a battleground. No one can battle there if you have an alien, which he does. It's canceled if they occupy the site without an alien. So if Dr. E, like Ellis, is away, it's immediately canceled.
Yeah.
Bastian just knows those things. Yeah.
But if, Dr. E moves out, that's Boshuda is cancelled. That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
So he's...
unless Uh-Oh is out, which says Boshuda can't be cancelled. But since Uh-Oh is...
It's currently in reserve.
Correct. Yeah, you just retrieved it. So... Yeah, if...
Lisa. And yeah, so that's the tower gone. Security tower. Visage. And Justin's checking it's not a battleground.
Yeah, it's not a battleground, yes. And if we can see on there,
so
battleground.
So Bastian can safely sit there and ping for 2.
No, it's not a battleground, so we won't ping for a second one. They have to be.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
This little side text when you zoom in on GIMP is so useful to be able to see like how much am I going to drain there? What's the that sort of thing right there. Top one is battleground. No.
No.
And
what's Justin going to do?
Was lost.
Does he move out completely?
To Visage. So there's a couple options, I guess. It sucks. Kind of sucks having these guys stuck wasted there. So you could move out Dr. E and cancel it and stay there with Count. You could move out Count as well. If you move out Dr. E and stay with Count Dooku, you'd want to move Vader in with Dr. E. The fact that he's playing Kirk Hanos out there might indicate he's planning on moving Dr. E and Vader over and wanted more backup with Emperor so Emperor doesn't get beat down. Or it might indicate he's happy to just stand pat at the audience chamber at Jabba's palace for now and just drain, play Kerr, and draw some cards.
Because, it wouldn't take much for Bastian to create a beatdown. Now he knows that the Gig is lost. Because with Leia, Chewie, there's some damage that can be done there. So Kier going there, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, especially because Kier's going to be a good one if they do get in a battle, being able to cancel and interrupt.
Maybe Desai's happy to say, well, I'll drain you for 3, and you can ping me for 1, and you can pay to drain for 1, and I'm still winning.
Boshuda also cannot be canceled if Lightside occupies their Jabba's palace with an alien. So if...
So
that's a good point, JNAP, that he might want to just stay there, and that way next turn he can move out and cancel it.
Yeah. But as you say, so Dark Side was doing 3? 3
versus Lightside's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Han's Blaster was the first card lost to Visage in the game. Otherwise, third card of Bastion's lost pile. So there was heading? Oh, was it not the first card? Was it the one lost on Lightside's Visage? But yeah, he lost it within the first round of Visage. But yeah, if that was there and he could control phase shoot and pick off Dr. E, that'd be nice. Yeah. But again, he can't battle here, so it wouldn't be game breaking. Artillery.
I think it was the first one lost because artillery was the next one, I think.
Was it? Yeah, artillery was lost very quickly thereafter, yeah. Either way, within the first Visage round. That. Yeah, so and that's bad for Bastian here because he's paying 3 to drain 1, and then he gets the profit ping for free. If he could have those blasters out and have a good blaster and be getting a free ping from that and be doing artillery ping and stuff like that, he could, start to catch up in the damage race. But right now he is behind, and he doesn't have those pings to be able to get out to catch up.
No.
Hey, I got one right. All right.
So secret plans.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hang on.
So that drops down free. I wonder if there's a harvest in the deck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so, but it's possible. I mean, I think they're just in because they draw if unable to otherwise deploy free, sort of thing.
Okay.
Ray comes down.
Yeah.
So he's indicating he's going to move some guys out and pile up here.
Yeah.
Because he does not want to eat that drain of 3.
Definitely not.
Right now, Justin has 23 in life force and 10 in hand, making 33 total. Bastian has 20 in life force, 4 in hand, making 24 total. So Justin is up by 9 hand in life right now.
And his Justin got a shield pull left, hasn't he? Because he got a shield pull.
No, because he played Kerr, not Min.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I haven't seen a cold feed or anything.
Yeah, because if Harvest is out, you'll want to play.
Yeah, code clearance.
Code clearance.
Right. And it also would stop Jedi Lev and or capture it at least. So then that would stop pings from Rey's Saber and Leia and ping retrieval.
Yeah. So Bastian's had a few characters in hand then. Those cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, six cards in hand, and Owen and Beru, Rey, and Jar Jar were 3 of them.
Jar Jar and Leia that we.
I think we'll see Chewie move over. No. Oh, Chewie would just get blanked by Vader.
Yeah. But he's going to move him anyway.
Yeah. Hoping probably Rey can hit Vader and activate Chewie later. Now, does he move Leia as well?
Leia. Can't leave Leia on her own, can you? Okay.
He does, if he's got Hujix. But yeah, you definitely got to be worried about something like EPP Mara. And, some random P59 or whatever, a couple guys coming down. And
is that to do with them?
He
Discord anyone here.
Oh, interesting. Justin, when he played Kirkanos, he uploaded a Royal Guard, and what he uploaded was a second Kirkanos.
Oh, interesting, yeah. I've lost you on the video feed, or you've lost me.
Okay, yeah.
So he verifies his reserve deck with Palpatine. Yeah, and as you say, blanks Chewie. But he hasn't got even if he's got one force field, there's still Rey and Chewie both able to shoot at Vader. And as you say, if that lightsaber goes lost, that's bad.
Yeah. He probably has a second I Am Your Father, just because it's Destiny 6 and gets out the saber. So he plays General Pride, who will add a Destiny because Rey is there. She is a Resistance character.
But that is General Jar Jar, isn't it? So I'm guessing Bastian might well have a leadership.
He could. Yeah, so there's chat's also speculating a lot of stuff that Bastian might have to protect Leia, whether that's the female interrupt or a dodge, blast the door kid, various things. So Bastian doesn't even try and attack her because he could have gone Maul Pride on top of her, but probably Bastian has stuff for that and isn't worried about it. So he decides
he can try to kill some more guys.
Let me just clear out some of this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to do some damage.
Yeah. We're looking at 2 battle destinies.
3 with Tarkin.
3 with Pride, Tarkin. Yeah.
Pride.
We got 2 swings and then the Kerr cancel and interrupt versus 2 swings and 2 battle destinies. They're exactly tied in power right now. They're gonna have one side will have 3 destinies, the other will have 2.
Yeah.
It's
unless we see a leadership.
Derek says Fallen Portal would be nice. Oh, Dylan said that. Derek said this would be a good battle. Yeah. That would definitely you'd. Oh, Kerr would just cancel, I guess, Fallen Portal. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So Tarkin's hit. Retrieve with Leia.
So it seems like he doesn't have a sorry combo, because if he did, Tarkin's already added his Destiny. So if he did, you would be swinging at Pride and knocking him out. So
yeah.
Ayala right now is power 10, 6 dark side characters plus her base 4. Now's when you.
So here goes. So swings at Chewie and hits.
And Chewie's blanked, so the only one weapon on light side. Right. And another Odin combo, which that part is immune to sense, I believe. Yeah. It is. So Kerr cannot cancel that.
Here. But maybe grab. Would you grab that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of what else. If there's, it could be without 3PO potentially looping something like We're Doomed. It's definitely less scary to use up your grabber.
Yeah. He's definitely thinking about it.
Yeah. I think no, he did go ahead and put it in Lost Pile. I guess he's thinking about who to swing at.
And he swings at.
Oh no, he was thinking about it, because it was still it was waiting for Chewie to be hit. I just saw it in Lost Pile and assumed it was on his action, but it okay. So he decides not to grab.
Yeah.
Chewie's still gonna be forfeit 6.
Yeah. Vader swings at Owen Baru. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's got to assume with his 3 Destiny he will.
Chewie will cover 6 of it.
Okay.
So then probably Jar Jar and Rey.
Yeah, we've seen some quite high Destiny just go, haven't we?
Yeah, he's drawn some good Destiny. The last time he swung at Chewie, he got a 9 total. This time he got an 11 total. He can.
Yeah, and he's got 1 redraw with Tarkin, so you've got to think he's going to be aiming for to try and get at least 12 here, and 3 Battle Destiny,
so
plus 1 for Maul for each one.
Yeah. Kerr is once per game. The reason why he'd play 2 is just to make sure he can get it out easier. And additionally, right now, if he needs to cover attrition, he can forfeit Kerr and use the second one to cancel.
So 10. Chewie covers 6. So there's still 9.
Yep.
Right, is redrawed. Okay.
So Destiny's plus 1 with Maul. He does takes P-59 into hand with Sith Fury.
Yeah.
Bastian's thinking, do I grab that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
So presumably he'll just. Who would Darkseid lose here? Depends if Rey goes or not, I think, doesn't it? Really.
You're right. Pride is less useful without her there, but there's still a layout, and so he does not grab it.
So that's 15. So that's a decent amount. That's 2 more characters.
Well, no, yeah. Owen and Bruce is 0, so Chewie's a 6, so that leaves 9. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And Bastian draws a 2 and a 1.
No Destiny.
So 3, which means you probably just lose Kerr here since you got that extra one in hand.
Unless you want to keep. Yeah.
Keep it available for Light to battle back. But with Light losing 2 characters here, Light's not battling back. I think Light will be left with either Rey or Ayala. That 1 character versus this stack of 4. Yeah,
I'd still be tempted to lose Pride, but
Pride will be useful moving over in front of Leia and stuff. You've got the second Kerr.
Yeah.
Huh? Justin agrees with you?
Yep.
Justin's think alike.
It's a Justin thing.
Interesting. I mean, I think he wanted it so Kerr was still available for the cancel for some kind of trick.
Yeah. It's just.
But I have a hard time picturing light side battling into this stack.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Leia can drain. Hunt down is on the front side. But if the Jedi was killed, Leia couldn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to lose Rey.
and then losing pride makes more sense because he's got to assume Ray's going to go.
Right.
And then, as you say, yeah. Let's see what happens. He's going to lose. Is he going to lose? No, he's not going to have to lose.
Yeah.
And then Chewie covers the balance, yeah.
Yeah.
And he keeps Hunt down flipped.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he wants Justin taking
that was a good battle for
visage
Justin,
damage. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Bastian drawing the 2-1 for Battle Destiny, meaning he only loses one guy, that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Joker King, he had to keep the Jedi to keep Hunt down on the front side, because otherwise Justin's not losing to Visage. And right now, if Dark's going to be able to drain 4 here between the 2 lightsabers. But Dark will be doing 4 plus 2 for Visage is 6, and Light will be doing drain 1, ping 1 plus 2 for Visage is 4. 6 to 4, yeah, you're cutting diff. If Hunt down flip back and it was 6 to 2, that's
bad work.
Rough. Yeah, so definitely.
And if Bastian can get another shield pull and move Isla out to the farm, at least he could cap the drain at 2 then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh no, Boshuda, it's not a battleground. Sorry.
Oh. Yep. Good point.
Yeah, that's certainly a good turn. Even though he's basically had none of his Twixes out. As you say, he's managed his force and
he's deployed 0 locations. He's drawn them for Destiny like 4 times.
Yeah.
And he's doing well. I mean, the flip side of not drawing locations is you're drawing a bunch of characters. So he has been able to be real aggressive with that.
Yeah.
But
and he certainly hasn't. He's put his foot down every turn. He's forced to battle it where possible.
He lost I'm Your Father from hand. He's basically saying, I'm not going to lose this Vader ever.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That Vader's going nowhere.
Yeah, he thought about that for a bit too. And Justin was also fortunate that his opponent gives him 4 icons and that he got the Emperor and Vader both right away, which added 3 extra generation.
Yeah.
So that's why he's been able to manage.
So those 4 force behind. So he's paying to drain for 1. So Bastian's already thinking about cutting this diff down, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's only got 2 cards in hand too, so it's not like he's got something to do with all of his force. So
and in his reserve deck, as we know, is Hoojix. So
right now,
probably wants to try and get to the escape pod, I'm guessing.
Bastian has 22 combined hand and life, and Justin has 26. So Justin is up by 4.
Just feels board presence. It feels much more weighted in Darkside's favour though at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah.
As you say, a drain for 4 is huge right now.
I mean, also at some point, Doctor, you moving out, canceling that Boshuda, assuming Isla moves away. Canceling that Boshuda, you give up an extra profit ping for the moment, but okay. So Baragwin's going to come out and possibly swap for Han's gun next control phase if it still is alive. Otherwise, try and retrieve green cards. So
well, has he lost landing claw? I saw a landing claw.
No, he drew last turn for Destiny. He drew that was the 2 he drew before the Hoojix.
That's right. Yeah.
So Bastian draws a couple. He's mostly just hoping to draw this out and last as long as possible with Visage eating away, doing the bulk of the work for him.
Definitely.
Justin obviously
wants
to...
actually quite a valid it's very valid play
for match play, when
use Visage against
it is a double-edged sword.
Is that the water hole? Has he just lost the water hole?
Was
that board before and I've missed that?
I think that was before.
Right.
Hunt down is still bugged in that it always makes Darkside lose first. It should just always make whose ever turn it's not lose first.
That's what I...
Okay, so he loses Leia's gun. That way he can Baragwin it.
Yeah. There we go.
And then he'll be able to lose it again. Saves him a life force, grinding away.
Yep.
And
now, let's see from these 5 cards. We know Justin's got good destiny. He's got P59 in hand, so you've got to think he's going to be going after the Baragwin, maybe.
yeah, I mean, if he can hit the Baragwin and which wouldn't make it forfeit 0, cause 2 loss, and then if he can draw a 5 or more and kill her as well and flip back, then Leia couldn't drain, and he wouldn't be losing to Visage. Like, if he just checked his deck with Emperor, and if he had all good destinies in there.
Yeah. And in fact, Bastian lets us know 3 out of 8 chance.
3 out of 8 chance to hit Baragwin. So the rest are like zeros? Because you only need a 2 to hit Baragwin with P59. So does that mean he's saying 5 of the 8
or has he got
are 1s or lower?
Yeah.
That's what he's implying. 5 of the 8.
It is.
Yeah, no, P59 doesn't Joker King P59 doesn't make him forfeit 0, but if he draws the 5, that's moot because it would only cover 3. So Isla would still have to be dead. So he'd hit the Baragwin, so it has to be killed, and then draw the 5, so she has to die too.
Yeah, so that makes the odds. Yeah, so
all right,
4 from 7 now.
Yeah, he says 3 and 7. Yeah, so he has almost 50%. He has that many. That's rough.
They're really rough. So there must be the castle must be in there as well then.
Yeah, the castle and possibly the 2-2, the downtown plaza.
He's lost those already. He's lost both clouds.
Okay. I saw the security tower going on. I saw that.
Yeah.
Castle.
I think you still take the chance, don't you?
I don't know. I'd probably just move over, like.
Well, aren't you going to clear one of them anyway?
Vader Kerr and then blank him. Yeah.
59 still gonna. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Just blank his text. Yeah. What's Justin gonna do? Now he's up to 14 activation now with that.
Yeah, if you move Vader Kerr, then you're sitting with Vader at one site, Maul at the other. Whoever he moves in front of, you can hopefully kill the Jedi and flip.
You just don't want to lose. He just doesn't want to lose the Vader, does he? So maybe you move Maul and Kier and deploy P59 as well. I don't know, maybe.
The nice thing about moving Vader is if he moves away, Vader drains +1 at the farm. But that's true. You don't want him drawing high. Yeah, or he could have played Min with it and then.
Yeah. So there's the shield once. Yeah, there we go.
All right, so now, what? Move Dr. E out?
I would. But can you get Han's gun back though? Can't he with Baragwin?
Right, he can swap for it. So you could move Vader over and blank that.
Yeah.
But Han's gun is not going to hit Dooku. Right?
No.
It gets like a +2.
Yeah.
So he would need a 6. So yeah. So if
you can clear Leia here and then move Dr. E out and maybe the Emperor. Oh, okay. He's just moving out.
Interesting. I guess he's saying the audience chamber is doing nothing right now. If I leave it, you can't drain there, you can't profit ping, nothing's happening there, so I might as well just move them out.
And it's still not a battleground because Bastian has the alien there.
Right. The only thing.
Is that right?
It's just never a battleground. Boshuda is deployed on the audience chamber. It is not a battleground.
Yeah.
So with those horrible destinies, I'm assuming Desai will top deck to Visage here.
Yeah.
So if he had moved the characters in the other order, Boshuda's canceled, and then he would take an extra profit ping, and Desai could pay to drain. So he decided, I'm not going to cancel Boshuda. I'm just going to leave them. Move them in a very specific order.
Yeah.
It's looking like a win by maybe 15 for Desai, depending on how much Bastian can grind down with that Visage. Maybe a little more.
Yeah.
17.
What's he going to do? Ping for 1, pay to drain.
Yep. Baragwin, swap for a weapon so that he can retrieve it next turn.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate he didn't also have another force for Walkling, because then he could have got the one back and tracked it and lost that as well, and then retrieved it. And besides the gun that he swapped for, and be bear winning on both turns.
I get the feeling you'd have moved it to blank Baragwin's text.
No, this is good. I mean, he's still threatening to drain a 4 right now, and Desai can't. He's only taking 2.
And now he got oops, because of course he's just shuffled his deck, so he's shuffled those Destiny around, unfortunately. He played a Sonic.
Yeah. And they were both already lost.
Yeah.
I wonder if he meant to click the lost function to take Tarkin's bounty into hand after circulating.
Yeah. Have we seen that go lost? Possibly.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
Visage will do what? Taco said Visage will do that too. I don't know what 2 means.
So, Bastian activate. Let's see what.
Interestingly, yeah, he's leaving 3 in reserve right now, not activating the full 11 that he could. So he's thinking about having those destinies for some reason.
Yeah. Still got Walkling he can do, which he's chosen not to as of yet.
Right, if you Walkling's this dude, then there's a Leia's Blaster on the top, which you can retrieve with the Baragwin. And then
I don't know if he's fighting there, to be honest.
If he's what?
I don't think that's a fight. That's not a fight Leia wants to be fighting, is it?
No.
He's found himself squished here.
Yeah, right. She can move into the non-battleground and then it shuts off his profit ping, or she can move over to the Jabba's Palace, which is pretty scary. I wouldn't be surprised to see him move into Jabba's Palace consolidating, because it stops that drain of 4, but he'll still eat a drain of 3 right here, because Min is going to shut off the antechamber -1 text.
Yes.
So that will be a 2 plus Dooku Saber.
Yeah. So if he moves out, it's a drain of 7 coming up.
Yeah, if he goes into the audience chamber, that doesn't work. I think he has to go to Jabba's Palace and block that 4. But then it's not going to be a good battle for it. It's not going to go well when he does that.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Luke.
If he moves Luke in with it, maybe. He's going to get the use pop hole. I am still curious why he didn't activate that 1 extra. It could be crucial in terms of being able to pay for Walkling or Baragwin or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he will know why. There's no doubt. But...
Yeah. Right. You don't, when it pops up and defaults to 11 activation and you click the arrow to make it 10, you had a reason.
100%. And it's something I can't. Yeah, it's not often Bastian who made that sort of.
Were there destinies drawn in a battle? Like, can we figure out what those cards are?
Okay, all right. So there's Leia's gun. What's he going to do? Is he going to just move Han and Lack out? Oh, he's going in for it. He must have.
He must have found the Hojiks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good guess, Kieran. If he hadn't battled here, I would be like, yeah, that's a good call. Kieran guessed maybe he had a 1 on top of reserve to Odin Leia away. But maybe he has a high destiny there that he's been tracking to Leia's gun somebody.
Yeah.
Or maybe, no, I bet what it is 1 destiny for Leia's gun and 2 with leadership.
Yes.
But if you're Desai here, don't you just hit and operate?
Well, you would assume so, except he probably is thinking...
Killing Min there, though, makes it a drain -1. That was a good play to choose him over Dr. E.
Yeah. And the power and forfeit is a good ratio for Min as well.
Yeah.
I think he's hoping that this is he hoping this happens? That he gets operated on?
Yeah, it's a tough call. It could go either way. If it depends if he has a Hujix or not.
Yeah.
Interestingly, that's a Dark Jedi Saber, not Dooku's lightsaber. I guess because then it can go on Aura or Grievous as well.
Yeah. Or Vader, I suppose. Any of them.
No, it'll.
Is it?
Oh yeah, Warrior of Ability greater than 4. Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, and just add an extra drain.
I think you do operate here, surely.
I think so. Because otherwise, because he's got 2 in reserve. You got to figure leadership, and he draws 2 destiny, and he clears out 2 guys. Yeah, he didn't. I think he should have operated there, and then just.
I'm pretty sure Bastian would have taken Hujix into hand. He must have.
Yeah, with Luke.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, I think he's just going to Hujix here and trade her for multiple guys at board position. And if you if you operate here and then drain for 4 and 2.
Because if you drew 2 5s here is 10. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, apparently, and it's Dark Jedi lightsaber does not kill forfeit. So she's still full forfeit.
Used to satisfy attrition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he gets a 9, which is
that's Dooku gone.
No, Dooku's only 8. So he's going to lose 2 guys.
The other 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Justin draws a 0.
Not that it matters.
So he's only outpowered by 1. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
With her full 8 forfeit, he could have drawn a 7, and Bastian still loses nothing. Yeah, I think not operating there was a mistake.
I think so.
I mean, because obviously with you not making forfeit 0.
Oh, and there you go. That's the card he drew.
You're not going to do any overflow. Even without Hujix, you're not going to do any overflow since you can't make forfeit 0.
Yeah.
So someone who loves you places her used.
Yeah.
Because Leia was just lost and Han's on table.
Yeah.
And it's not retrieval, it's just placed in there. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're still going to have a drain of 2 and 4 unless Luke and Ayala get frisky, but then P59 would just come kill the Baragwin, so that doesn't work. So, yeah. Luke was just to get an extra ping next turn with Prophet.
Yeah. As Bastian said, if
too bad you hit her. Yeah, he could have just lost.
Safe.
He would have been immune and just peeled 1 card.
Peeled 1 card, yeah. As it is, we're going to see a drain of 4, 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
More Visage. Bastian has 0 cards in hand, so he's got 2.
2 active.
Yeah, he's debating, do I retrieve those 2 with Baragwin and just don't draw any?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's got the gun at the top, so... But Visage, we'll have to lose to Visage, won't he? So...
Yeah. It's just an extra card.
I use Baragwin, so there's Baragwin. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, Justin knows he has no cards in hand, so there's no tricks, there's no threats.
Oh, and Coward stops, and Coward cancels it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Bastion, that's clearly a mistake. I didn't see it either. I was like, does he retrieve the latest gun with Baragwin? And
well, we keep remembering Bowshooter and forgetting.
Yeah, right. It doesn't count for Ultimatum. Doesn't count for Coward. Yeah. Oh yeah, Joker King spotted it. He said can't retrieve with Coward. I think.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah. Well.
So what's the life force now then, Joe? For what are we looking at?
So Bastian has 13 and 1 in hand, and Desai has yeah. So once he loses 6 here, he'll be down from 14 down to 8 total, and Desai is at 17 plus 3 in hand. I think
so you're looking at 15, aren't you?
15 what?
Probably a win for a full win for about 15.
Yeah, I think earlier I said 15 and then revised it up to 17. It might be right in the middle of those at 16. It's
something in that range.
I think that range is. I'll stick with that call. I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. No, that was a good early call, definitely.
Now, do you move over, guys, to block this drain?
Oh.
There you go. You kill Han. You hit him with B-59. Cause 2 force loss.
So 1 to shoot.
And then 4 is Battle Destiny. Or Newt.
Or have you got Newt Gunray?
Yes, that's happening 100%. So he plays Graham off Tarkin as well.
Yeah.
Bastian wasn't tracking that. He was just joking, saying you're gonna fire, you're gonna get a 1 and miss, and then you'll draw 4, so only Lack will die.
Yeah. Tarkin will stop the 0.
Right. There's the 1.
There's the 1.
Justin replied, "Yes, that's happening 100%." There's half of it.
Yeah.
So he's got to draw a 5 plus. No, he's forfeit 5. He's got to draw a 6. He does not. He draws a 4.
That's a 4.
Yeah, he needed that 4 to hit on.
Did.
Because that flipping him back means he loses none to the drain, none to profit ping. He says, "Thank you. Who needs a 7?" I guess the 3 cards in his deck were 1,
must
4,
have been
7.
7. Yeah.
All right, so that Destiny 3, I think Tarkin will die. Yep. Yeah. And Lack will die.
Yeah. So ping for 2. Drain for 1. Light side.
Mm-hmm. And then Visage will hit both of them right here.
Yeah. Justin's still in a good spot, and it'd be interesting to see. I mean, his legend deck doesn't often lose by much, does it? If that's what he chooses to go down.
Moves Dooku in.
Yeah, interesting.
With Bastian only having 1 card in hand, I mean, what is there a single character that can come down with?
It's a bigger drain there, isn't it? That's probably why.
No. He just leaves P59 in front.
Yeah, but if Solo moves out, he can drain him out. Is that right? Because that's a drain for 3.
No.
Oh, he moves all over. So there you go.
Force Lightning. He's already used 2 Force Lightnings. I don't think he would have a 3rd. Plus, Dooku was sitting in there a long time with Han at the Boshuda and never Force Lightninged him.
Yeah. That early pressure just really, and obviously having the Giki in hand for when Bastian went big for the beatdown.
I think maybe 12 to 14 will be the win. Bastian's done a good job getting this diff down. That Visage has just been eating them up. Justin said, "That was so freaking terrible a line I made." Attacking there. I mean, it depends on your destiny, but if you were able to hit Han, that would be good. 2 direct damage and shutting off all his damage. I don't know.
There's the 7.
Maybe talk about moving the wall, because now Luke will just move over.
Yeah, we've got 1 on top.
Yeah, he said
he's got Kylo on top, so he knows Solo. Hand's not.
And there's the Visage that was in deck.
Bastian reference.
It's just bad luck. If he had drawn the 7 to hit Han, he's good. If he draws the 7 for Battle Destiny, he's good. Or if he drew the 4, he had to draw the 1-4 in that order for that to go that poorly, and he absolutely did. Wow.
He nailed it.
And yet he's still going to win, by 14 or whatever, 12.
I think you said at the start that Hunt Down is often favoured in this matchup, and despite the adversity that Desai had with his Twixes,
and I think the reason why is just that activation is tough, only getting 10. And typically, Dark would be getting like 16 to 10. 11.
And I haven't seen any space, so he obviously just went complete ground for Darkside. Haven't seen an infiltrator or anything.
So you're clearly going to lose the game next turn, because Han's dying, right? At whichever of those sites.
Not necessarily. What's he doing? Odin Nestor away.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I need a couple guys there, and then going to move Han out with them. That way it'll block the drain.
Yeah.
So he's still going to eat a drain of 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Unless Luke moves in front of Vader at all.
Which he could do.
Yeah, and count on the redraw, saving him from the swing.
So
But then he'll likely have to lose Luke. So, but either way here, you're
Well,
not in a good spot because
Han's
Han
gonna
probably
get hit,
gets hit.
You
Yeah,
swing
and
at Han,
you don't move
so-
Luke in front because he's the one keeping Visage active.
Yeah.
So Bastian retrieves with Walkling just to last a little longer. So he's going to eat a drain of 3 and 3.
Well, yeah, Luke and Isla are keeping Visage active, but
Oh yeah, she's still there. Yeah.
So
you
swings at Han, and that shuts off the pin, doesn't it?
Right.
So that's
So I might have considered
This is
moving
the
Luke
end
in
of it
front.
anyway, so
Moving Luke in front to block the drain then.
Yeah.
And count on the
this is a drain
redraw
of
saving his
3 and
forfeit.
3. So it's 3 and 3, and yeah. So what's the win?
So
14.
well, Bastian's got 9 right now. He's going to eat
Oh, has he?
6
Okay.
in drains and then 1 to Visage. He'll get 1 last turn, but he'll only have 2 force. He won't be able to pay to drain. He will. Oh, he won't be able to profit ping because Vader will kill him. He will survive on his turn and even though the Jimp Bug makes Darkseid lose first, that's what Bastian would choose anyway if that bug wasn't there, so it will not affect this game. The only way it would have affected if Justin got him down to 0 or down to just 1 and then Visage on Justin's turn.
Yeah.
Then I think we'd have to just manually adjust that. This is the only game today, Paul. Game 2 is still TBD.
Yeah. And when's Paul playing? Has he let?
Last I saw, him and his opponent were still negotiating a time that would work.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So
What are your
Maul.
thoughts looking back on the game then?
Well, Desai got awful luck all throughout, whether that was from activation, whether that was from drawing awful battle destinies or weapon destinies. But he got a bunch of characters and was able to just flood the board and get in a bunch of damage, and light side was getting no damage for just a long time since it wasn't flipped. Only getting Visage in basically. So eating an extra 15 plus in drains over the game that it didn't have was really the difference.
And how do you see this as just a standalone game or indicative of a new meta at all?
If we were staying with this meta, that would be a good question. I don't think it's indicative at all because V13 is supposed to drop in 6 days, and that will obviously shake some things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now Bastian is at 3 in life force, 0 in hand. He will lose 1 to, or Desai will probably battle here and kill Han. And then he'll lose 1 to Visage.
No, he's just going to move.
Oh, that's odd. And the reason
So
why
he's going to lose.
his destinies must have been awful, maybe, because the reason why it's odd, now he's going to eat 2 profit ping.
Yeah.
If he kills Han, he doesn't. Maul covers 14, and Light was power 13, so maybe he didn't want to have to potentially risk peeling.
Was it 2 battle destiny?
Oh yeah,
Because
she's with 2 aliens. Yeah, okay, so he would have had to peel with
maybe
Maul.
he just thought it was not advantageous.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rather than risk any excess loss at this point.
Kieran, right now V13 would be legal for the finals, but Paul made a post asking if maybe they could just keep the same meta so it was the same for the tournament. So I think that whoever the 2 finalists are going to discuss that. Bastian said he was open to it. So if Paul advances in his round of 4, I think it will be discussed if V13 cards will be allowed or not. They should drop on Jemp either way. That should not delay it because there's not like erratas that would need to be paused and wait for that match. It's just they wouldn't add any V13 cards into their decks if they agreed to that.
I'm certainly looking forward to some of the images because there's some pretty exciting stuff.
I've heard there's some really good stuff. I'm definitely excited about V13. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. All right, so Bastian,
is he just going to draw up?
No, because Visage, he'll lose his last 1 to Visage. He draws 1, and then makes Justin lose to Visage. So it's going to be a win by 10 for Desai. That extra 2 profit damage.
There you go. So in fact, in the end, Bastian got it down to
10. 10's totally doable
10.
in match play. That's actually, I think that's a pretty solid outcome for for Bastian, and Bastian just got a lot of luck. If some of those other swings or Battle Destinies had gone Desai's way, he could have rolled away with this by 20 or 25. I mean, even counting in just a bad activation, if he had just got better Destinies, he crushes. But since he didn't,
and obviously it's hard to see from Bastian's perspective, but he didn't seem to be struggling particularly for anything. But
yeah. Desai says weird one, and Bastian says 10 is low for how dominant you were. I'll take it. Yeah, so that's what it seems like. Bastian's happy to grind that down to 10, and lucky for us, that means a more interesting game 2.
Yeah, of which Justin says it looks like it's going to be the weekend.
Okay, cool. So we're looking at that's only. I mean, it's already Wednesday. 3 or 4 days from now, we'll likely see the sequel. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.